Hi guys, Fletcher again, and here I'm doing my end of year 2016 collection update video. So, as before, I'll start with this cabinet, and you won't see much difference here as usual. Still got the G.I. Joe figures, no changes there. But here I've recently made a little change with my Destro. I managed to find a kind of a tight cat suit that's fully black, which fills the legs and the arms for a bit more of a cartoon or character accurate look for him. Still would like to have this modified so that this is cut and has the iconic cobra looking collar, but seems to be hard to find someone who can do that. I certainly don't have the sewing skills or with fabrics or for that matter, but for now this is good enough. If you saw my Darth Vader mod video, I mentioned something about using acrylic paint. I tried to use with the hands. I wanted to make them metal silver to go with these, because he's always known to have metal hands anyway. It's not just all about the head, but they appeared a little darker, but also the way I painted it, or I don't know if it's down to that or just the way it looks, the hands ended up looking like tinfoil hands. So I got the paint off. There might be some better paint out there. I'm not sure. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But I was experimenting with paint with these hands under a few stages. Once, my first time, I just painted with acrylic paint the silver color directly. Then I wasn't satisfied, so I removed it, and then I added spray paint undercoat, which was a mistake, because once I added it and then I painted the acrylic paint afterwards, the silver color, then it all hardened, and I didn't like the way it looked having painted over the spray painted undercoat, so I removed it. And also it's really hard to remove using all sorts of the spirit chemicals and scrubbing it off with an old unused toothbrush. Some tiny bits of white still show, but then after that, after I got all the paint off, the hands became solid, like solid in place, like they're hardly bendy. Like this hand, for instance, you can bend the fingers a little bit, but if I showed you the other hands, especially the gun grip hand, it's all in place. Like you can't bend it unless you forge something in. And then what happened is that I had some crack going on in the fingers area. So if anyone knows how to revert it back to how it should be, let me know. I have tried washing it a few times with some soap and putting it in hot water and drying it off, and it still dries back to hard solid. So it's difficult to switch between the different guns he comes with. If you know this figure, then he has the Desert Eagle in his power holster there, and he also has the laser blaster that you assemble and put together. And their handles are different thickness, and so the hand grip is pretty awkward to fit both in. So for instance, the Desert Eagle grip here is quite thick, and so if I were to put that in to the pistol grip hand after warming it up to soften it and leaving it to return to normal temperature, it would harden and stay in place. And if I took that gun out and put the laser blaster grip in there, which is a lot thinner, it will hardly hold in the hand. it'll just flip around and that. So if anyone's got a solution for that, let me know in the comments below. That'll be cool. To the bottom, got Sideshow Star Wars. Some of these are fairly old now. The Jedis I've still got. Boba Fett, Clone Trooper, Jango Fett was quite new, and Yoda. I did have here last time, if you remember, if you saw my last year's collection update video, that I had a First Order Stormtrooper. I no longer have that. I sold it, and it was a really good figure, well made, a good design for the First Order Stormtrooper in general. The only reason I sold it is because the film wasn't so great. I mean, it didn't get good responses for a number of things. I'll hint, quote unquote, A New Hope 2.0, but yeah, it wasn't that great. The Stormtroopers didn't really stand out very much, and also I wasn't going to get any more Force Awakens line from Hot Toys figures, so it was the only one that was that I had, and I got that before seeing the movie. So I didn't want to get Kylo Ren, Rey, Finn, or Captain Phasma, who had a really good, promising appearance, who ended up to be useless. So I wasn't going to get any more Force Awakens Hot Toys figures. So I felt he looked a bit out of place compared to all the other figures I have. And then here I have Terminator, Bane, and Harvey Dent, Two-Face. There is a new type of muscle body out, not by Hot Toys. I don't know the name, but I'll put a text showing or something. But it's a nude body, and all the joints are completely covered. It's a muscle body, and I've known from seeing some videos that people have actually used this to replace Bane with, which is quite interesting. I think Hot Toys should develop that kind of body construction for muscular kind of characters, which will be interesting, so that they don't reveal the joints. For example, they could apply it with the upcoming Hot Toys Wonder Woman figure, which has been delayed at least 4 times since it was announced earlier this year, and I don't know why that is. It must be having some development issues. It's got very low articulation. Usually the standard number of articulation for a figure is around 30 plus, and this Wonder Woman is only about 17. I think it might be down to the arms, and that they don't want to have the arms. The arms are sculpted, and they don't want to have her showing the gaps and the joints showing. But if that body I was just talking about works and has the articulation while having skin covering the joints and all that, then why shouldn't it work for this Wonder Woman? So yeah, that's an idea that they should implement with her or any other future figures like it. Right, and this is 180 degrees behind me from where I was now. This is my setup from a distance. You can see I have a wall of stacked boxes that should look quite nice displayed instead of leaving it bare or having a poster there. Sure makes up for that. You can see I still got this Darth Vader. I've got some lightsabers still. I've added some lights there. I have some LED kind of light effects behind my desk to show off my computer a little bit, and Hot Toys Robocop there, which you've probably seen last year that I had. And here I've expanded my accessory storage for the pieces you get with the figures, as well as those 2 tubs. So I've got a regular, what does he call it, screws and bits compartments for, like, you know, nails, screws, you know, all those household tools. I have some more empty ones, space for future figures. So I got some hands and bits in there, and I got the bigger accessories, loose accessories in here. There's the heads in that one. Some weapons and sort of medium / small sized accessories. In here I have the armor, interchangeable armor Iron Man pieces, including some legs from the Armor Unleashed. Here I have some arms and something else. This box here contains the smaller accessory pieces. I won't go into that. And this is this, I think it's called, I can't remember the name, this display box with lights, unfortunately, and the lights go off. Oh, I don't know how to fix that. Some are very weak, some are still working. I just don't know how to get into the box to fix it. If anyone has any ideas on the solution, let me know in the comments. Moving over here, now last year I had just one DTOF, now I've got two. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't come to that, but because it takes up a bit of room to move things across towards my door, which leaves about that space for the door to open and for the person to walk in and out. But the reason is that I've also got the Batman v Superman figures. You may have seen my unboxing videos of Superman and Armored Batman, but I didn't do the same for the standard Batman, aka Batfleck. But if you'd like me to do a review of this figure, then let me know in the comments. We've got this Superman here, it's looking good. In the previous video I did have some problems with this figure, so check that out. If you don't have this figure, then watch that video first, but it may be hard to find now for a reasonable price. And but from the top I've still got this armory set, of course, which is absolutely wonderful. And I'll move things around a bit, so at this level of the two shelves of the DTOFs is the Christopher Nolan Batman figures. I still got this Dark Knight Christian Bale Batman. Batman Begins on the left with a custom cape, and custom Bruce Wayne from Dark Knight Rises, which I change from time to time with this head and the suit. And then next level down is the Batman v Superman figures, and then the next level down is Iron Man. Now this year I got my newest addition is Shotgun, cool figure, and the die-cast 2.0 War Machine Mark 1, which is a beast. Brilliant, really. You might notice, if you've seen last year's video, that I had Iron Patriot. I sold him, which I feel pretty bad about now, because he was a really good figure. Even though he's the same mold as this one, the Mark II from Age of Ultron, or this came out after the Iron Patriot, and the one before that one was the earlier Mark II War Machine from Iron Man 3, which wasn't even in the film. But Iron Patriot I sold because I felt I had too many Iron Man figures, and I'd be easily recognised as a die-hard Iron Man fan, which I'm not completely that much of. I kind of would, what's the word term, I'd misinterpret myself as well as others for being one. I'm not that much of an Iron Man fan. I like Iron Man, yes, I guess he's my favourite Marvel character, but I just like the suits, I like the designs, I like their appearance in the film, I like their details, their abilities, their appearance, really, the design. So yeah, I just reduced a Iron Man figure by selling Iron Patriot. I would like him back, I guess, but I do kind of regret it, because he was a good figure. I like the colours, makes difference for a change. I was just really trying to hammer down some reasons as to why, you know, I shouldn't keep it. Like, also, I'm not a Iron Patriot fan. He's not my super favourite character, but still, it's a good figure, good colour scheme as well. So a bit of a closer look at the War Machine. Haven't reviewed this or done an unboxing video, but if you'd like to see one, then let me know in the comments. His diorama base is pretty big, but only just fits alongside with this base for this figure. Almost sold this one as well, but I changed my mind, which was good. So I can have both different War Machines together, and these are all the Iron Mans. Okay, after all that blabbering about Iron Man, next and last shelf down at the bottom, we got Star Wars New Hope characters, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. I just done a mod video showing you what I did to this Vader. Looks pretty cool. And that's Obi-Wan, of course. And then next side is the Robocop 2-pack. Battle Damage with Alex Murphy, of course. You must have seen in the last video of last year. As far as the future is concerned, I should really stop. But once you get into these figures, you can't stop when these figures come out of characters you really like, and Hot Toys do fantastic work, as well as their appearance, their accessories. You know, all makes worth the buck. But yeah, I am getting a Death Trooper from Rogue One. That's being processed by Sideshow, and I think it's shipped already and on the way. If you'd like me to do an unboxing video of that, let me know in the comments. Now, I did wait to see Rogue One before ordering this Death Trooper. They did look really promising and really cool, but I waited to see how good they were in the film, and it turned out the film was good, better than Force Awakens in my opinion, and the Death Troopers weren't like clumsy or stupid or silly. They just were the more menacing type of stormtroopers, and did a good job of their purpose. So I'm getting that. And apparently it's a really tall type of figure, because the Death Troopers are taller than standard stormtroopers. It's about Darth Vader's height, and he's taller than most people. So yeah, he'll be the next one. And then, so the question is spacing, really. Like, where am I going to put more figures? As you can see, this is just about full. That probably has a couple of gaps, but I'd rather not fill it all up. It'll be all cluttered, so much clutter. My next kind of target figures with a question mark at the end, I say, because I may or may not decide get them, would be the Battlefront Jump Trooper, which is a stormtrooper with weapons from the game and a jetpack, and the Rogue One standard stormtrooper. I never was a super fan of stormtroopers in general. They were just average to me, but the figures made just look really good, and I like the idea of the jump trooper coming with plenty of accessories rather just one or two little blasters. So maybe if I do get a few more figures, I'll move this Darth Vader back up there where I used to have him, and have this as sort of the Sith box. I had him on the left side, and these two Palpatines together, and then I'll have Obi-Wan maybe back in there, and we'll see. But the problem is I don't want to mix and match. You know, all these sections are relevant to each other. For instance, I did once display the First Order Stormtrooper with these figures, and it just really looked out of place. So that's the kind of thing I want to avoid. If I'm going to have Star Wars, I'm going to have them all together in one place. If I have something else, I have them all together in one place. But I was thinking, if I have these two figures brought to the end here in line with each other, and then have another two figures of their own, whatever they come from, whether they're stormtroopers from Star Wars, they'd stand at the back there. But we'll see. But when the Death Trooper comes, I'm not sure. I'll see if I can fit him behind where Obi-Wan's standing next to Darth Vader, or maybe have Obi-Wan in the middle. If that fails, because the width of these bases, they won't go together. If the I think so, it looks like it from videos I've seen, if the Rogue One Death Trooper has the same, exactly the same bases as these, then that's not going to work. I might be able to fit a figure, say here, might work. Or if I change my mind, I might want to have New Hope one side, and because this Death Trooper is from a different film, maybe have the Death Trooper at the back and have these two next to each other forward. But yeah, drop me a comment, see what you think, if I should do that or what I should do. So that's about it. Oh yeah, at the top I've got a few of my figure boxes there. I imagine when I get the Death Trooper, there's space for him to go there, his box that is. I think I've about covered everything, so thanks for watching, and have a happy new year and happy collecting. Bye for now.